Jane Fonda appeared on American screens for over 6 decades, becoming known not just for her acting, but also for her workout videos and outspoken political activism. Her career was filled with awards and recognition, a journey many would admire. Yet, behind the success, Jane Fonda endured deep personal struggles, beginning in her youth. There was even a time when she believed she wouldn't live past the age of 30. Now, in her later years, she's opening up about the painful reasons behind her farewells. Jane Seymour Fonda was born by cesarean section on December 21, 1937, at Doctors Hospital in New York City. Her parents were Francis Ford Seymour, a Canadian socialite, and Henry Fonda, a renowned American actor. The Fonda surname, according to her father, came from an Italian ancestor who moved to the Netherlands in the 1500s. Once in the Netherlands, the family adopted local first names. Jane also has English, French, and Scottish roots. She was named after Jane Seymour, the third wife of King Henry VIII, to whom she is distantly related through her mother's lineage. Because of this connection, some referred to her as Lady or Lady Jane until she reached the 4th grade. As a child, Jane struggled with self-image and self-worth. Feelings worsened by her relationship with her father. She later said that being raised in the 1950s, she was taught by her father that appearance was everything. Although she loved him deeply and saw him as a good man, she admitted he sent damaging messages, that unless she looked perfect, she would not be loved. In 1950, when Jane was just 12 years old, her mother died by suicide while undergoing treatment at Craig House Psychiatric Hospital in Beacon, New York. It was later revealed that her mother had suffered years of trauma, including repeated abuse during childhood and undergoing 9 abortions throughout her life. The marriage between her parents had deteriorated and ended in divorce only a few months before her mother's death. That same year, Henry Fonda remarried, this time to Susan Blanchard, who was 23 years his junior. However, that marriage also ended in divorce. After her mother's death, Jane developed bulimia, an eating disorder she battled for many years. It had a profound impact on her life, mirroring the emotional pain her mother had suffered. Throughout this time, her father provided little emotional support, leaving Jane to navigate her trauma largely on her own. Jane Fonda often felt insecure growing up, largely because of the constant criticism she faced about her appearance. At 15, she began teaching dance at Fire Island Pines in New York. She attended several prestigious schools, including Greenwich Academy in Connecticut, the Emma Willard School in New York, and later Vassar College, which she eventually dropped out of. Before pursuing acting, she worked as a model and appeared twice on the cover of Vogue. Her interest in the arts began in 1954 during a charity event for the country girl that she attended with her father at the Omaha Art Museum. Inspired, she decided to study art. After leaving college, she moved to Paris for 6 months to continue her art studies. When she returned to the U.S. in 1958, her life took a new direction after meeting Lee Strasberg. She said that attending the actor's studio and hearing Strasberg say she had real talent was life-changing. It was the first time, aside from her father, that anyone told her she was good at something. That moment sparked a passion, and she began to focus entirely on acting. Her stage work in the late 1950s opened the door to film roles in the 1960s, averaging nearly 2 films a year. In 1960, she starred in Tall Story, playing a cheerleader in love with a basketball player. 2 years later, she appeared in Period of Adjustment and Walk on the Wild Side, the latter earning her a Golden Globe for her portrayal of a prostitute. That same year, the Pentagon gave her the honorary title of Miss Army Recruiting. In 1963, she starred in Sunday in New York, receiving praise as one of the most talented young actresses. However, not all critics agreed. That same year, the Harvard Lampoon named her the worst actress of the year for her role in The Chapman Report. In 1964, she acted in 2 French films, Joy House and Circle of Love. In Circle of Love, she became one of the first American actors to appear nude in a foreign film. She was offered the role of Lara in Dr. Zhivago, but declined, unwilling to film abroad for 9 months. In her memoir, Fonda revealed that she had her first sexual experience at age 18 with actor James Franciscus. During the late 1950s and early 1960s, she dated various men, including car racing manager Giovanni Volpi, producers José Antonio Sainz de Vicuña and Sandy Whitelaw, and actors Warren Beatty, Peter Mann, Christian Marquand, and William Wellman Jr. At times, she also pretended to be in relationships with closeted gay men to help them hide their sexuality. Among them were dancer Timmy Everett, theater director Andreas Voutsinas, and actor Earl Holliman. Her major breakthrough came in 1965 with Cat Ballou, where she played a school teacher turned outlaw in a comedy western that became a major hit. Jane Fonda received 5 Oscar nominations over her career, and her 1965 film Cat Ballou, a western comedy, was a major breakthrough. The film became one of the year's top 10 box office hits, and co-star Lee Marvin won the Oscar for Best Actor. Many consider this the role that made Fonda a true star. The following year, she acted in The Chase with Robert Redford and 2-time Oscar winner Marlon Brando. While the movie received mixed reviews, Variety praised Fonda's performance, saying she made the most of the film's biggest female role. Later, she returned to France to star in The Game Is Over in 1966, a film often described as her most provocative. That same year, she appeared in Playboy magazine in stills taken on the movie set, which were published without her consent. She took legal action against the magazine for using the photos without her permission. Afterward, she starred in the comedy Any Wednesday in 1966 with Jason Robards and Dean Jones, and then reunited with Redford in Barefoot in the Park in 1967. In 1968, she took on the lead role in the sci-fi film Barbarella, a quirky and visually bold project that made her a sex symbol. But it was her performance in They Shoot Horses, Don't They? That marked a serious shift in her career. Critics widely praised her portrayal of a tough, emotionally scarred woman during the Great Depression. Variety noted her emotional intensity and depth, while famed critic Pauline Kael highlighted how Fonda had moved beyond her earlier light roles, committing fully to a complex character in a way few established stars were willing to do. Kael even suggested that Fonda could become a symbol of the nation's inner struggles and lead American cinema in the 1970s, much like Bette Davis did in the 1930s. The performance earned Fonda her first Oscar nomination and won her the New York Film Critics Circle Award for Best Actress. By the end of the 1960s, she became more selective with her roles, turning down offers to star in major films like Rosemary's Baby and Bonnie and Clyde. In her personal life, she began dating French filmmaker Roger Vadim in late 1963. They married on August 14, 1965, in Las Vegas and had a daughter, Vanessa Vadim, born in France in 1968 and named after actress and activist Vanessa Redgrave. Reports of their separation surfaced in 1970, which Fonda initially denied. But by 1972, she confirmed they had parted ways, though not legally divorced, and remained friends. During this period, she was romantically linked with political organizer Fred Gardner and her Clute co-star Donald Sutherland. In the late 1960s, Fonda became increasingly politically active. She supported the civil rights movement and protested against the Vietnam War. While living in France, she was influenced by intellectuals critical of war and capitalism, an experience she later described as small C communism. She publicly supported the 1969 indigenous occupation of Alcatraz Island, joining other celebrities in demanding the U.S. government honor its treaties and respect native sovereignty. In the early 1970s, she expressed support for Black Panther leader Huey Newton, calling revolution an act of love and viewing the Panthers as leading figures in the fight for justice. She believed supporting them required love, financial backing, spreading their message, and taking real risks. Since then, she has been an active part of the feminist movement, linking her advocacy for women's rights with broader civil rights efforts. In 1984, Fonda joined with Barbra Streisand and 10 other women in Hollywood to create the Hollywood Women's Political Committee. Initially formed to support Walter Mondale and Geraldine Ferraro's presidential campaign, The committee continued advocating for progressive causes even after the election loss. By 1986, it had a hand in helping the Democrats regain control of the Senate. In a 1988 interview with Barbara Walters, Fonda expressed regret for some of her past political actions and statements, particularly concerning Vietnam veterans. She said she had acted impulsively at times while trying to stop the war and deeply regretted a photo of herself sitting on an anti-aircraft gun during a visit to North Vietnam, which made it appear she was siding against American troops. She offered a heartfelt apology to soldiers and their families, saying she would always carry the burden of that mistake. Earlier, on November 2, 1970, Fonda had been arrested at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, suspected of drug trafficking after vitamins in her luggage were mistaken for illegal substances. She believed the incident was politically motivated, orchestrated by the Nixon administration in an effort to damage her credibility as an anti-war activist. The charges against Jane Fonda from her 1970 airport arrest were dropped once lab tests confirmed the pills she was carrying were vitamins. The mugshot from that arrest later became iconic and was featured in the 2018 HBO documentary Jane Fonda in 5 Acts. It was even printed on merchandise to raise funds for the Georgia Campaign for Adolescent Power and Potential, a cause Fonda supported. On January 19, 1973, shortly after finalizing her divorce from Roger Vadim in Santo Domingo, Fonda married political activist Tom Hayden in a casual ceremony at her Laurel Canyon home. Their relationship had begun the previous summer, and Fonda was already 3 months pregnant at the time of their wedding. Their son, Troy O'Donovan Garrity, was born on July 7, 1973, in Los Angeles. They gave him the surname of his paternal grandmother, believing that both Fonda and Hayden carried too much historical weight. He was named in part after Nguyen Van Troy, a Viet Cong member who attempted to assassinate U.S. Secretary of Defense Robert McNamara. In 1982, Fonda and Hayden informally welcomed Mary Luana Williams, known as Lulu, into their family. She was a teenager whose parents were members of the Black Panther Party. Fonda and Hayden's relationship ended around Christmas in 1988, and their divorce was finalized on June 10, 1990, in Santa Monica. In 1989, during her separation from Hayden, Fonda dated soccer player Lorenzo Cacialanza for 7 months. That same year, she was also romantically linked to actor Rob Lowe. Despite personal ups and downs, her professional life remained strong, though she often faced backlash due to her political activism. Still, that didn't stop her from pushing forward with intense commitment to her craft. Critic Hilton Owls noted that Fonda's acting in They Shoot Horses, Don't They? marked a shift in her style, one where she seemed willing to make audiences uncomfortable rather than just entertain them. Her ability to evolve and deepen her performances is one reason she stood out among her peers. Fonda won her first Academy Award for Best Actress in 1971 for her role as Bree Daniels, a high-class call girl in the film Clute. To prepare, she interviewed real sex workers and brothel owners, immersing herself in the world of her character. Though she initially doubted whether she could pull it off, she eventually found a deep personal connection to Bree. Clute was both a critical and commercial success. Roger Ebert, reviewing the film for the Chicago Sun-Times, argued that the movie should have been named after Bree instead of the detective Clute, noting Fonda's magnetic performance. He praised the way she brought an anxious, reactive energy to her character that made every scene feel alive and genuine. During the 1971-1972 awards season, Fonda dominated the Best Actress category. In addition to the Oscar, she won her first Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Drama, the National Society of Film Critics Award, and her second New York Film Critics Circle Award for the same role. Between Clute in 1971 and Fun with Dick and Jane in 1977, Fonda didn't have another major box office hit. One of her more notable projects during that time was A Doll's House, where she played Nora Helmer. Though some critics questioned whether she was the right fit for a period role, others, like the New York Times, praised her performance, recommending the film based largely on the strength of her acting. There was public curiosity about whether someone as modern and outspoken as Fonda could successfully portray a character from the 19th century, and despite mixed feelings about the film itself, her portrayal earned respect. Jane Fonda proved her range by successfully adapting to different roles and genres. After her performances in Steelyard Blues and The Blue Bird, she returned in 1979 with a major hit, winning her second BAFTA for Best Actress for The China Syndrome, a tense drama about a nuclear power plant cover-up. In it, she played an intelligent and determined TV reporter alongside Jack Lemmon and Michael Douglas. Vincent Canby of The New York Times praised her deeply grounded performance, calling her more than just a star, someone who brought depth and realism to her character. Her role earned her nominations for both an Oscar and a Golden Globe. That same year, she also starred in The Electric Horseman, a romantic western with Robert Redford. Though critics had mixed feelings, the film was a commercial success and ranked as one of the top box office performers of 1979. By the end of the decade, Fonda was considered one of Hollywood's most dependable stars, recognized by Motion Picture Herald as the industry's most bankable actress. In 1980, Fonda appeared in 9 to 5X alongside Lily Tomlin and Dolly Parton. The comedy was a critical and commercial smash, becoming one of the highest-grossing films of the year. Fonda had long wanted to work with her father to mend their strained relationship, and she made that happen with On Golden Pond. She acquired the rights to the play and cast both of them in the film. The story mirrored aspects of their real-life dynamic, dealing with a complex father-daughter relationship. Both were nominated for Academy Awards, the first time a real-life father-daughter pair received nominations for the same film. Although they never fully resolved their differences, the experience gave them a chance to reconnect before Henry Fonda's death. For Jane, it was a painful but healing experience. After injuring her foot while filming The China Syndrome, Fonda could no longer do ballet and turned to aerobics and strength training with Lenny Kasdan. This pivot led to the creation of Jane Fonda's Workout, based on her best-selling fitness book. Released in 1982, the video quickly became a cultural phenomenon, selling over 1 million copies and becoming the best-selling home video for several years. Many people bought VCRs just to follow her routines. Directed by Sidney Galanti, the workout series expanded rapidly. Fonda eventually released 23 workout videos, selling over 17 million copies, more than any other fitness series in history. She also produced 5 fitness books and 13 audio programs. Continuing through 1995. After a 15-year break, she released 2 new DVDs in 2010, this time focused on older adults. On May 3, 1983, she made a business move by signing a film development deal with Columbia Pictures, launching her own company, Jane Development Corporation, based at Burbank Studios. 2 years later, on June 25, 1985, she changed the name to Fonda Films, feeling the original name sounded too much like a real estate firm. In 1990, she starred in Stanley and Iris with Robert De Niro. The film didn't perform well commercially, but critics still appreciated her acting. Vincent Canby highlighted how her skill and presence shone through, noting that even in modest costumes, her charisma was undeniable. That same year, after 30 years in film, Fonda announced her retirement from acting. In 1991, she married CNN founder Ted Turner in a ceremony held on a ranch near Tallahassee, Florida. Their marriage lasted until 2000, with the divorce finalized in 2001. Alongside her film and fitness career, Fonda committed herself to philanthropy. She directed her attention to youth programs, education, reproductive health, the environment, and the arts. Using proceeds from her fitness empire, she co-founded the Campaign for Economic Democracy and later launched the Georgia Campaign for Adolescent Power and Potential (GSAP) in the mid-1990s. She also established the Fonda Family Foundation and, in 2004, founded the Jane Fonda Foundation with $1 million of her own funds, serving in various leadership roles. She continues to raise money for GSAP by selling merchandise featuring her now iconic 1970 mugshot. After a long break from acting, she returned to the screen in 2005 with the comedy Monster-in-Law, co-starring Jennifer Lopez. Around the same time, she began a relationship with widower Lyndon Gillis, which lasted nearly a year, her first relationship in 7 years. In 2007, she appeared in Georgia Rule with Felicity Huffman and Lindsay Lohan. Though the film received largely negative reviews, the New York Times praised the performances of Fonda and Lohan, noting Fonda's warmth, strength, and comic timing. In early 2009, Fonda began blogging about her Broadway comeback, sharing personal reflections, updates on Pilates classes, and thoughts about her new play. She also stayed active on Twitter and Facebook, maintaining a strong connection with fans. That year, she returned to Broadway for the first time in decades to star as Catherine Brandt in 33 Variations. While the play itself received mixed reviews, Fonda's performance was widely praised for its emotional nuance and unique stage presence, earning her a Tony Award nomination. In 2005, Jane Fonda was nominated for a Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play. That same year, she published her memoir, My Life So Far, released by Random House. The book is divided into 3 parts, each covering a 30-year phase of her life. She refers to her current stage as the third act, which she sees as the most meaningful, especially because of her spiritual beliefs and growing faith in Christianity. The memoir was well received, with The Washington Post calling it captivating and complex, and The New York Times describing it as deeply touching. Fonda followed up with another book in 2011 titled Prime Time, which shares personal stories and offers advice on aging with purpose and vitality. It focuses on the years after age 45, with a particular emphasis on thriving after 60. In 2010, Fonda was diagnosed with breast cancer and osteoporosis. Reflecting on aging and mortality, she said in an interview, "When you get to be my age, you better be aware of the amount of time that is behind you, as opposed to in front of you. I mean, that's just realistic." She underwent surgery and the tumor was removed before it could spread. By November of that year, she had recovered and posted an update expressing how grateful and blessed she felt. She returned to mainstream TV with the Netflix series Grace and Frankie, which premiered on May 8, 2015, and concluded on April 29, 2022. In the show, Fonda and Lily Tomlin play 2 women who find out their husbands are in love with each other. While early reviews were mixed, later seasons were praised, and the series became a fan favorite. It earned multiple Emmy nominations for Best Lead Actress in a comedy series and a Golden Globe nomination for Fonda as Best Actress in a TV musical or comedy. In 2018, she appeared in the romantic comedy Book Club alongside Diane Keaton, Candice Bergen, and Mary Steenburgen. Despite mixed critical reviews, it performed well financially, earning over $93 million on a $10 million budget, even with strong competition from Deadpool 2. That same year, Fonda was the subject of the acclaimed HBO documentary Jane Fonda in 5 Acts, directed by Susan Lacey. Covering her journey from childhood through her acting career and political activism, the documentary received glowing reviews and premiered on September 24, 2018. In April 2019, she underwent surgery to remove cancer from her lower lip and had pre-melanoma growths taken off her skin. Then, in 2021, she joined the cast of Yearly Departed Season 2, an Amazon Prime comedy special, appearing alongside Yvonne Orji and other stars. The episode premiered on December 23rd of that year. In September 2022, Fonda revealed she had been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, a type of cancer. She kept the public informed throughout her treatment and shared that she had entered remission by the end of the year after undergoing chemotherapy. Despite her health challenges, Fonda remained active in film. In 2023, she starred in 80 for Brady with Lily Tomlin, Rita Moreno, Sally Field, and Tom Brady, and also appeared in Moving On, reuniting once again with Tomlin, along with Malcolm McDowell and Richard Roundtree. Reflecting on her well-being, she noted that good health was allowing her to stay energetic and productive. "I'm nearly 86, she said, but I feel like I'm around 80.